Hi everybody, you're watching Adele Katsia on my Facebook ministry page. I'm talking about forgiveness today, and this clip is going to run over 2 days because there's two separate stories that run, but I need to tell you both of them in order to get the point across. So I want to talk about when Jesus was asked, how often should you forgive those who trespass against you? His reply was 70 times 7. It didn't necessarily mean the mathematical equation. The principle he was trying to tell you is that you need to forgive those who trespass against you as often as God needs to forgive you for your own trespasses. We have a sin nature, and there isn't a day that goes by that you probably don't sin in some ways. It doesn't matter if you're a good person, you will sin in some way. And for me, forgiveness has not come naturally. It's something that I had to decide to do, learn to do. And it has been easier for me to forgive the person who assaulted my mother and ultimately caused her death than it has been for me to forgive my former spouse who just relentlessly pursued me in court for 7 years. And with regards to the case of my mom, when she died, it was a very traumatic time. The circumstances of her death were horrific and difficult to understand. It was untimely. She died at 49, and she was too young. She was full of life, and her attacker really showed no remorse. And I stayed in a very angry place for a long time. And I woke up one day after about 3 years, and I just thought, I'm done. I'm exhausted from carrying this anger. I'm exhausted from carrying this hatred. And I was able to just wake up one day and completely release it without wanting to hold on to anything anymore. I just felt it wasn't doing me any good, and it certainly wasn't going to bring her back. And I didn't need to tell him that. I was in my bedroom at home, and I just let that go. I let that anger and that hatred go, and I forgave him completely. And God is amazing, because a couple of weeks later, he actually put this person in my space. We were at the same event together. And I thought, well, how about that? But I had no intention of telling him, by the way, I've forgiven you, because it really didn't have anything to do with him. This I did for me. You don't forgive for the person, you forgive for you. And in that moment, or in that day, this guy actually came up to me, and for the first time in 3 years, he apologized. And I was able to receive his apology for the first time as well, because I had already let it go. And we never saw each other again after that. There's been no communication or anything like that. But I moved on with my life, and so did he, I'm sure. And I'll carry on tomorrow with regards to the next step in forgiveness.